sana, tamu sana, yes, tamu sana, tamu sana. Yes. In politics, we have what we call propaganda. And if you look at the Hustler team or the Wheelbarrow team, they have been using this tool of propaganda very, very effectively. The recent case being this one of Ayadeen. Immediately, Ayadeen was deported. Dennis Itumbi, the perceived Tanga spokesman, through his Facebook account, came out and started propagating some lies that Ayadeen was not actually deported, but he was requested to leave the country. He was just trying to insinuate that the government was actually caught on the wrong. The government was caught flat-footed. So they had no option but to request Ayadeen to leave the country willingly. And then, ladies and gentlemen, immediately Uhuru Kenyatta, yes, the president, appealed to Oka principles to support Raila Amolo Odinga. Tanga leaders, or rather they are bloggers, they have been trying to propagate a lie that now Uhuru Kenyatta has not yet decided on Raila Amolo Odinga. And that the fact that Kalonzo and the Oka team are still yet dilly-dallying, that is a scheme by the president, maybe to go back to Oka principles and offer to them again Gideon Moi. Those are the kind of propaganda that this team called Oka, the Wheelbarrow team, or rather the Wheelbarrow team, are trying to propagate. That's what we call bandwagon effect propaganda. In bandwagon effect propaganda, if you repeat a lie several times, the masses, or rather the population, might believe it's true. And so, as a majority of the people start believing that it's true, the ones who are not yet decided can also decide to believe with the majority that what you are saying is the truth. That's what we call bandwagon effect propaganda. And Tanga are really using that very, very effectively. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I must also congratulate the president and the Jubilee team, or rather the government, because of late, I've seen them in the last two events trying to beat Tanga in their own game. Immediately, ladies and gentlemen, Kalonzo Musyoka launched, or rather opened, his command center. Dennis Itumbi again came out and told the whole country that the money Kalonzo used to open the center, he was funded by the president, and also he was funded by the deep state. The main aim of that, according to Dennis Itumbi, was to isolate Raila Amolo Odinga. And that had the potential of really causing a lot of conflict in the handshake, and more so on the ground. Because anytime, ladies and gentlemen, the handshake team, anytime they appear to be reading from different scripts, then William Ruto always gets some bonga points. He becomes strong. But immediately, Dennis Itumbi started that propaganda. The president immediately called all the handshake principles. Raila, Kalonzo, Mudavadi, he called them a State House Mombasa. And then he made it clear to them that his preferred successor is none other than Raila Amolo Odinga. That was a very brilliant move by the president, a very brilliant move by the deep state to counter the lie that maybe the Wheelbarrow team were trying to propagate about Kalonzo launching or opening his command center. Because during that time Kalonzo was opening or launching his command center, Kalonzo was, in fact, for those who followed that event live, it was as if Kalonzo was launching his presidential bid, or rather he was launching his manifesto. So questions could have been asked. How is it that the president maybe wants to support Raila, and then he is funding somebody who launches his own presidential campaign or manifesto. So the president did the right thing in coming out in good time to make things straight. On that, they beat William Ruto's strategy. They beat them in their own game. That was a brilliant move. And then the case of Ayadeen again. Yes, the Tanga have been saying that Ayadeen was not deported. And then they are saying that Kalonzo Musyoka was sent to Turkey on something like a shuttle diplomacy to apologize on behalf of Kenyan government to the Turkish government. That was also a propaganda. And then the government again of Uhuru Kenyatta, they have responded very, very fast and quashed such kind of a propaganda. Yesterday, Matiang'i just came out and rubbished all those things and set the record straight that they indeed deported Ayadeen. That was also a very brilliant move from the side of the president. In fact, they just killed that propaganda or that lie. Because if in the event they never responded, ladies and gentlemen, then a majority of Kenyans would have just believed that Ayadeen was not actually deported, but he left the country voluntarily. Because as I talk, there are quite a sizable number of Kenyans who actually take these lies by Dennis Itumbi to be true. And then also on the Kalonzo shuttle diplomacy, if the president, or rather if this government team, Matiang'i, could have not come out clearly on that, it could have been taken to mean that actually Kalonzo was sent by the Kenyan government to Turkey to apologize, which is also most likely not true. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So I think in these two instances, Uhuru Kenyatta and his team, they have played it very, very smart. They have beaten the other group, or rather the Tanga group, in their own game, propaganda. Because in politics, propaganda is also being used, ladies and gentlemen. And looking at this team of Aslam, I think they are most in this case of Ayadeen. I think if there is something that really beat these people very hard, was this case of Ayadeen. Because through this case, ladies and gentlemen, we just came to learn that William Ruto helped a foreigner procure about 15 billion Kenya shillings to settle or to start a company in Uganda. That was a very big blow to William Ruto. Because if he's trying to say that he wants to empower the hustlers in Kenya, why is he helping a foreigner and then pumping about 15 billion Kenya shillings in a foreign country? Does it mean he doesn't care about Kenyan hustlers? That was a very big blow to William Ruto. So they are trying all they can to redeem their image out of that. But the government also has really just come out to be smarter than them now in this case. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I strongly believe that if you don't counter a propaganda in good time, that propaganda can be taken to be the truth. So going forward, ladies and gentlemen, I can just advise the government side that now that is, they should continue on that trajectory. Anytime Tanga comes with a lie, the government should now come with the alternative truth to that, so that Kenyans can now weigh between this one and this one, which is the truth. But if Tanga comes with a lie, then the government remains numb or silent, then the lie by the Tanga group is seen to be the truth. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, I felt it was just important to highlight on that latest trend, or rather that latest strategy by the government to beat Tanga in their own propaganda game. Otherwise, if you've just bumped on this YouTube channel for the very first time, kindly subscribe and also give this video a like. Give it a like, please. Give it a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Tamu sana. Tamu sana. Yes, tamu sana.